Welcome back to TRT World. A reminder now of our main stories. The Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban says Austria opposes a plan to create a refugee corridor through Hungary. Says his country is now looking at other options to stop the influx of people coming through the region. On his first official visit to the United States, Chinese President Xi Jinping is set to announce a plan to cut his country's carbon emissions. The King of Saudi Arabia has announced a full investigation into Thursday's stampede at Mecca. More than 700 pilgrims were killed. All right, more on the story. Ahmed Versi is the editor and publisher of the Muslim News, and he joins me now from London. Ahmed, thank you very much for being with us. Now, 25 years ago, almost 1,500 pilgrims died in Saudi Arabia. You think the Saudi authorities were always speaking about improving the situation, the safety at the Hajj. How much progress have they made?
I think they've made huge progress since some 25 years ago regarding the safety of the pilgrims during the Hajj. But I think that, for example, mainly where the stampede takes place regularly, which is near Jamarat, which is in Mina, they have expanded the streets or the paths that go into the Jamarat. They have made the pillars that you hit the stones with huge, quite big and quite tall. So it's expanded that as well. So to reduce the congestion. So they have done a lot in the last 25 years.
All right, let's talk about the scope of this. How many people typically make the pilgrimage, and should the Saudi government cut down on the numbers of people allowed to make the Hajj?
Between 3 to 4 million people go for Hajj. Majority of them come from Saudi Arabia itself, and the rest come from different parts of the world. I think because it seems that they cannot do proper management of, the crowd management, especially in Jamarat. I think the Saudi Arabia needs to reduce the number of pilgrims going into Hajj, and I think. Especially those coming from Saudi Arabia, I think they should be restricted because people who are coming from Saudi Arabia for Hajj, they normally come annually and they don't have to come every year. Once they've done the Hajj, I think they should restrict that. And they should also do restrictions when people are coming from abroad. Those people who have already been to Hajj, they should be not given visas to perform the pilgrimage again because they've done their Vajibat, as we call it. So they might be able to, say, return back to Hajj after 10, 15 years.
All right, Ahmed, before we let you go, I want to ask you, so you said safety concerns are obviously important for the Saudi authorities, but what about for the tour operators?
I think the tour operators, I think they have to be they should be working closely with the pilgrims and with the Saudi security to ensure that the incidents that took place now recently should not take place again. And I think tour operators sometimes are not as vigilant as they should be.
All right. Ahmed Versi.
And they have to do some training of the pilgrims, yeah.
All right. Ahmed Versi, thank you for that analysis. Moving on, activists in the Syrian city of Douma say government airstrikes have killed 6